Stoicism, an ancient philosophical school of thought founded in Athens by Zeno of Citium around 300 BCE, has often been associated with emotional resilience and the suppression of intense feelings. The Stoics, including notable figures like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, preached a philosophy that emphasized the importance of virtue, reason, and self-control in the face of life's challenges. However, the question arises, can Stoic individuals cry? Do their teachings encourage emotional suppression to the point of eliminating one of the most fundamental expressions of human emotion? In this exploration, we delve into the nuanced relationship between Stoicism and tears, examining whether Stoic individuals can and perhaps should allow themselves the vulnerability of shedding tears. The Stoic philosophy. At the core of Stoicism lies the belief that individuals should focus on what is within their control and accept what is not. This is encapsulated in the famous Stoic mantra, the Serenity Prayer. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Stoicism teaches that true happiness is derived from cultivating virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and not allowing external events or emotions to dominate one's inner life. Emotional resilience or emotional suppression. Stoicism is often praised for its emphasis on emotional resilience, the ability to navigate life's challenges with equanimity. Stoics argue that by recognizing the impermanence of external events and detaching oneself from emotional reactions, individuals can achieve a tranquil and contented state of mind. However, critics have accused Stoicism of advocating emotional suppression, contending that the philosophy discourages the acknowledgement and expression of genuine emotions. The Stoic view on emotions. To understand the Stoic perspective on emotions, it is essential to explore their classification of emotions into two categories, good and bad. According to the Stoics, good emotions are those aligned with virtue, such as joy in response to virtuous actions, while bad emotions are those contrary to virtue, such as fear, anger, and excessive desire. Stoicism encourages the cultivation of positive emotions and the attenuation of negative ones, suggesting that the former contribute to a virtuous life, while the latter hinder moral development. Tears as a Stoic response. In examining the Stoic stance on tears, it is crucial to recognize that not all tears are equal in the Stoic worldview. Tears shed in response to the death of a loved one, the suffering of others, or the recognition of one's moral failings are viewed more favorably than tears resulting from excessive grief, anger, or desire. The Stoics believed that tears could be an authentic expression of compassion, empathy, and a recognition of the transient nature of life. Seneca, in his letters, acknowledged the inevitability of tears, but emphasized the importance of shedding them judiciously. He wrote, "It is cowardice that has not the power to bear present evils and looks forward to those which are afar off. And while the former of these future evils is uncertain, the latter is inevitable." Seneca's words imply that tears should be reserved for genuine sorrows and not wasted on anticipated troubles that may never materialize. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, also acknowledged the human capacity for tears, but urged individuals to maintain perspective. He suggested that we should not be overly attached to external events, recognizing that the only things truly within our control are our thoughts and reactions. Epictetus implied that tears shed over things beyond our control are a form of self-inflicted suffering. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, expressed the idea that tears should not be a theatrical display, but rather a genuine response to the sorrows of life. He wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now." Aurelius implies that tears should be a natural and sincere response to life's challenges, but not a prolonged and indulgent lamentation. Stoic compassion and empathy. Stoicism does not advocate an emotional vacuum. Instead, it encourages the development of compassion and empathy as virtuous qualities. Compassion, the ability to feel for the suffering of others, is seen as a positive emotion aligned with Stoic principles. Shedding tears in response to the pain of others is considered a manifestation of this compassion. Seneca, in his essay on anger, emphasized the importance of empathy and shared suffering. He wrote, "We are affected not by the ills we endure, but by those we fear. A man is no braver because he faces a cannon, which may or may not go off. He is brave because he faces a weapon to which he is afraid." Seneca's words underscore the idea that shared suffering can elicit a genuine emotional response, including tears. The Stoic journey, from affliction to tranquility. The Stoic journey is often described as a process of transforming emotional responses from unbridled reactions to reasoned, measured reflections. The initial shock of a distressing event might provoke an immediate emotional response, including tears, but Stoicism encourages individuals to engage in introspection and apply reason to modulate these initial reactions. In the Stoic model, tears can be a part of the healing process, recognizing the impermanence of external events and the inevitability of human suffering. Stoicism provides a framework for processing emotions, learning from them, and ultimately achieving a state of tranquility. Tears, when shed in accordance with Stoic principles, become a vehicle for catharsis and self-discovery. The limits of Stoicism, facing inescapable grief. While Stoicism offers valuable tools for navigating the ups and downs of life, it is not immune to criticism. Some argue that the philosophy falls short in addressing profound and inescapable grief, such as the loss of a child or a life-altering tragedy. In such cases, the Stoic emphasis on reason and acceptance may seem inadequate in providing solace to the deeply grieving individual. The Stoic response to such criticism is not to dismiss the validity of grief, but to encourage a perspective that mitigates the prolonged suffering associated with it. Seneca, who himself experienced the loss of loved ones, acknowledged the profound pain of grief, but also emphasized the importance of resilience and the ability to find meaning even in the face of tragedy. Stoicism and modern psychology. Modern psychology has explored the impact of emotional expression on mental health, highlighting the importance of acknowledging and processing emotions. While Stoicism encourages a rational approach to emotions, it does not necessarily advocate the suppression of genuine feelings. The Stoic emphasis on reason aligns with certain therapeutic approaches, such as cognitive behavioral therapy, which seeks to reframe negative thought patterns. However, it is essential to recognize the nuanced interplay between Stoicism and modern psychological perspectives. Stoicism, with its emphasis on virtue and self-control, may complement therapeutic approaches that encourage emotional expression and self-awareness. Conclusion. In conclusion, the relationship between Stoicism and tears is complex and multifaceted. While Stoicism is often associated with emotional resilience and the modulation of intense feelings, it does not advocate the complete suppression of tears or emotions. The Stoic philosophy acknowledges the inevitability of human suffering and encourages individuals to cultivate virtues such as compassion and empathy. Tears, when shed in accordance with Stoic principles, can be genuine expressions of compassion, sorrow, and the recognition of the impermanence of life. The Stoic journey involves transforming emotional reactions through reason and introspection, ultimately leading to a state of tranquility. Critics argue that Stoicism may fall short in addressing profound and inescapable grief, but Stoics maintain that the philosophy provides a framework for resilience and the pursuit of meaning even in the face of tragedy. The interplay between Stoicism and modern psychology suggests that elements of Stoic philosophy, such as the emphasis on reason and self-control, may align with certain therapeutic approaches. Ultimately, the Stoics' tears are not a sign of weakness, but a testament to the complexity of the human experience. Stoicism invites individuals to navigate the tumultuous seas of emotion with wisdom, virtue, and the recognition that, in the ebb and flow of life, tears can be both a source of vulnerability and a pathway to resilience.